Are your feet calloused from walking on eggshells around your own house because of your wife? Looking at your children who are looking up to you as the leader, and yet inside, you know you're not really the one leading. Your wife is. I'm going to tell you the truth right here that you might have already heard from your wife. She doesn't actually want to be the leader. She wants you to lead in your masculine energy so that she can finally relax into her feminine energy. I've lived through that. I used to get in my car every day after work, take the long way home, fire up a joint, just to take the edge off, delaying the inevitable, be with my wife, be with my daughter, knowing that it was likely going to lead to an argument. I was living a life of avoidance. I was really just driven by approval. I had validation from work, and I got none of that when I came home. I realized during that time in my life that submission ultimately leads to sedation. Because I was unable to exert my power and my true masculine energy as a husband and a father, I just suppressed it. I was just burying it deeper and deeper inside of me. Divorce sent me in a downward spiral of sedating even further with alcohol, porn, weed, women. I had to face the facts that I didn't have a good model. What I grew up with was basically the pattern that I was perpetuating. I came from a family that had a 90+% divorce rate on both my mom and dad's side. I realized that I needed to find some tools and some systems to turn my life around. I started to dive into books and courses and seminars. Most of the generic marriage information out there, it was taught by guys in their 60s and 70s that were just totally unrelatable to me. And so I had to start to piece together my own system that actually worked for marriage and family in the 21st century. And piece by piece, I started to build what I now call the Family OS. A personal operating system for being a leader of your family. Family OS is what allowed me to get married a second time and actually have a successful marriage and lead my family. Family OS creates clarity and predictability in your life so that you have more certainty and power to lead your family. Simply put, Family OS is a way to live your life and guide your family by design rather than constantly living by default. It puts you in charge of your family, it helps you lead your wife and children, and it reduces the amount of conflict and pain inside of your family. Listen, I doubt you drive an Oldsmobile Cutlass like your dad did, so why are you trying to raise your family the same way? It's time for you to upgrade to an operating system for your family to design your life the way that you want it. Family OS is comprised of 4 main components. Number 1, awaken. Number 2, activate. Number 3, accelerate. And number 4, ascend. Every day you wake up and stumble your way out of bed. But the question is, are you really awake? Are you truly awake to the facts of your life, to your current reality, or are you just merely stumbling your way through life, hoping to get from day to day, minimizing your pain through sedation? The author Napoleon Hill talks about the concept of the hypnotic rhythm. That as humans, as men, we get entrenched into our habits. And our habits just become patterns and routines that if we don't actually pay attention to what's going on, we're just living our lives on autopilot day in and day out. Once you awaken to your truth and your reality, the second step is to activate the power that you have inside of you. Power that was inside of you since you were a child. The power that you probably experienced as a little boy when you had less constraints on your life, when you felt more free-flowing and more playful. Once you realize how powerful you are truly as a man, then you can start to direct that power to the things that matter in your life rather than suppress that power. Once you've truly tapped in to activate your power, the third step is to accelerate. Your biggest challenge on this journey is going to be inertia. Even if you've awakened and you've activated your power, you will be tempted to be drawn back into the patterns that have kept you stuck for most of your life. It's important that you create momentum at this stage and accelerate towards goals that you actually want. This is where you're designing your life and moving closer towards the man that you actually want to be and leading your wife and leading your family so that you can ultimately reach the fourth step of ascending. ascending beyond anything that you think is possible for your life right now. Once you have established an operating system for your life, you start to design the future and play a game that will actually give you the prizes and the life that you want. Ascension is about going far beyond your boundaries, and it's at the top of Maslow's hierarchy, which is called self-actualization. It's ultimately what we're all searching for when we talk about purpose and fulfillment, but you can never get there if you don't first awaken, second activate, and third accelerate towards the goals and the life that you really want. Imagine no longer being afraid to go home. Imagine no longer being submissive to your wife. Imagine being able to look yourself in the mirror and being proud of the man that you have finally become, that you've seen in your mind your entire life. You did it. You made it to the end of the video. So now you have a decision to make. You either click off this page, pretend like you've never seen this, go on about living your life the same way by default, day in and day out. Or you click the button below, book a call with me. We have a conversation about how you can create a personal operating system using the Family OS framework and become the leader of your family. Now it's your turn to get in the driver's seat.